I'm not sure. I hit the button. I hit the button, and I'm not sure if I'm live or not.
You're live there.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Can everybody hear me? Yes, brilliant. Can you hear me as well? Yes, you can. Brilliant. I was worried there were going to be technical difficulties. Now, I was really nervous, so I have got my co-host here. Oh, hang on, angle the camera down so you can see. There is my co-host, Mr. Pumpkinhead, with me this evening. Thank you for all being here and welcome. I'd like to say good evening to Jay, who was first in, I believe, Bowtie Dave, Pete Tranell, Debs, Mel and Kirsty, and and Shawnee. Hi Shawnee as well. I hope I haven't missed anyone. Oh, Enoch. I don't know if he joined me from holiday or if that's somebody else on his account. Yes, he does have a lovely smile, Jay, doesn't he? Just before I started, I really wanted to say thank you to a few people. Rob's Allotment Gardens, Jimmy from Plot 41B, and also Jay Dixon, who is a facilitator at the Urban Gardener channel, have all given me a shout out, have all said hi, and that has been amazing. I have far more people join my live tonight, I am sure, because they did that and gave me a shout out. Also want to have an honourable mention: Claire from the Farmyard Garden, Jane from Jane's Growing Garden, Stella from Stella's Vegetables, and Pete Tranell, because they have all sent me gifts, seeds and wonderful things. And the latest thing, I wanted to do a little show and tell and show you. I received from Stella's Vegetable Gardens. Look at those. Aren't they brilliant? Those are ochre that she grew this year. She sent me some spares, so I should be growing those next year. Brilliant. Okay, so today I wanted to launch some projects and tell you about some projects. Oh, thank you, Dave. Shared this event on my page with both YouTube and Facebook. Thank you so much. That's brilliant. So I want to talk about some new projects, and I want to hear about your projects. So if you have anything that's going on that's new for 2026, pop it in the chat. If you're watching on the the replay later, pop it in the comments. It's great to hear what other people are doing. The reason I am letting everybody know about this is because I want to be held to account. I want people to go, hey, you said, and to hold me accountable to stick to what I'm saying. Now, the big project is, and I did go on to the community show on the Urban Gardener and talk about this already, but the big project for this year is to see how self-sufficient I can be. I'm going to try and only eat things that I grow in the garden, on the farm. So all of my own food will be sourced from the garden. Deb's making notes. Thank you. You can message me and go, hey, I thought you were going to only eat things from the farm. So this is quite a challenge. But the thing I hope we would do tonight is set some ground rules, because I'm looking at it. I am sadly going to have to buy salt. It's the only thing I can't think. I was going to try and make some sea salt from the sea, but we've had warnings because of sewerage in the sea at the moment. I don't fancy that much, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say that is a no-go for me. Don't fancy that very much. That's the only item I think I'm going to need to buy. The challenges I foresee with this are things like bread and grains. It's going to be quite a while before I have any potatoes. And I really like milk and dairy and cheese and yogurt, and that's going to be a problem. Yeah, no, you can't find clean salt water around here. Nope, I went down to the beach and had a look, and it had that horrible telltale greeny brown foam on all the surf, Shawnee, and I'm fairly sure that was, yeah, having lived in Cornwall, every time there's a sewerage warning, that's the telltale sign you see at the beaches. It's quite disgusting. There we go. It is what it is. Hi, Steve. Steve's allotment's just arrived. So that's the plan. Now, the thing I wanted to put to the vote is, how strict am I going to be? Am I literally only going to eat and drink what I grow on the farm? Or am I going to be able to see if I can get hold of some dairy through trading? And one of the thoughts I had was, if I could use this as an experiment to connect with the other farming community around me, and I could perhaps go down the route of, if I grow something, I can trade it with another farmer for something that they have grown or reared on their farm. For instance, I could swap a leg of lamb for some milk or some honey. So yes, trade and barter to expand. That's absolutely right, Jay. That's the plan. So I'd like to have a little think, and we'll do a vote. I might put it on a post, people to vote whether or not they think I should be able to barter and trade, and what the limits of that should be. The other thing I think I'm going to find quite tricky, because nobody in Cornwall is going to be growing tea. Oh, Ashton's in as well, watching. Hi, Ashton. Hi, Kirsty as well. I might have said hello already to Kirsty. So you were in earlier. So to what extent would I be able to barter and trade? And I'll put a poll up and see how. Oh, absolutely. Thank you, Dave. I can trade. The community works. Brilliant. So that's my plan. If anybody has any questions about that, any local tea growers, not in this area, not real tea. I'm going to be drinking a lot of chamomile tea and mint tea and herbal teas, I think, Shawnee. I think that's going to be the answer. But so if anybody has any questions, herbal teas, yes. So I grow lemon balm. I grow 2 types of chamomile. I'm actually just starting some ginger. So even if I don't get ginger roots, I can still use the stems to make tea. So I'm hoping that will be a bit of a saving grace. And I'm really hoping I can barter for some honey. That will make my life a lot easier. I think I'm going to be okay. A lot of people try to challenge this struggle with protein, but I have plenty of protein because of the animals I raise, the chickens and the pigs and the lambs. So I'm really pleased about that. No tea. Have you considered a tea plant? I have actually, for Christmas, got a Camellia sinensis, but that's the tea plant. It's so small. I don't think I'm going to be able to get a harvest for a couple of years. Yeah. Yes, usually calories, fats, and proteins are the concerns when living off the land. I'm confident. I am confident in those areas, Shawnee, because I harvested 200 kilos of meat over the last year. My freezers are pretty full, and I've got a lot of eggs coming in. Will you be able to log everything you trade? Trade might help in future. I think I probably would, Dave. I think I would definitely make a log of what. I think I should log what it is that I actually eat, and I think I should log how much, and I think I should log what I traded and what I traded it for. Yes, a lot of leaves I use for teas. Stinging nettle. I've got so much stinging nettle, Shawnee. There is so much stinging nettle and bramble. If only I could find a way to use dock leaves other than when I run into stinging nettles without the gloves on. That would be great. And the other thing I have that's not particularly useful, except for the pollinators, is there's an awful lot of creeping buttercup on my farm. So yes, if there are any questions, pop them in the chat. So that is my biggest challenge There is tea grown in. Ah, Tregotham Estate. I didn't know that, Pete. I knew there were some grape vineyards had started up. Don't know. Do you think they'd barter a leg of lamb, Pete, for some tea? I can but ask. It'd make an interesting video, wouldn't it? So, have I gathered any books or resources to help prepare for this challenge? So, I've spent last year predominantly growing my perennial garden, which will be the biggest asset to me, I think, because a lot of the annual vegetables take quite a long time to get started. Now, the plan is I want to start this on the 1st of March, because I think starting now, unless I live on garlic, cress, meat, and leeks and eggs, probably not going to get very far. So I think the 1st of March would be a great time to start. It's early enough for it to be a challenge. Preparation, I also have quite a lot of meat in my freezer that I raised last year, so my proteins are all taken care of, I think. Not many people know this, a few people do. I've had a chat with a few people. I actually grew up on a small holding, and we grew pretty much most of our food. Mum would buy flour and sugar and butter and dairy, like cheeses. We didn't produce enough milk to make cheese, but we had goats for milk, so we had our own milk, and we used to make our own cottage cheese and soft cheeses and yogurts. Most of the food we grew or raised, we raised all our own meat and all our own vegetables. So I have quite a lot of experience in that. The challenge is going to be not buying anything. The challenge is going to be, what do I do when I want to fry an egg and I don't have any oil from the supermarket? So I have rendered down an amount of lard from the pigs that went to the abattoir in the autumn. The challenge is going to be, how grumpy am I going to get without a cup of tea? No coffee for a whole year. So there'll be those will be my challenges, I think. Are you aware of what grows for foraging each month in your location? I am. An awful lot of nettles. I did a video about things that I could forage from my farm. There are a lot of really mature hazelnut trees in my hedgerows, which are a really big help for me. There are also loads of blackberries, haws from the hawthorn bushes, lots and lots of rose hips for my tea, sloes. There are lots of herbs and things as well, lots of wild herbs growing. So, yeah, there are lots of bits and pieces. Oh, roasted dandelion root and chicory root. Oh, yes, and they've got no caffeine. Now, Kirsty from Heart's Humble Homestead, I have saved one of her videos because she actually did a really good video where she made dandelion coffee. She processed it. She went through the whole process, right from going out and finding the really good dandelions to kind of cleaning them and preparing them and making the dandelion coffee. So that's one I will be going back and looking at, definitely. Yes, Debs, dandelion root can be made into coffee. Yes, it is hard to grow all your own vegetables. The difficulty most, the biggest difficulty with growing your own vegetables is enough space. It's every gardener's challenge, and until literally we moved here, I haven't had enough space to do that. I had an allotment for a time, but I've never had the space to grow vegetables on the scale that I wanted. I've always been restricted to 1 or 2 raised beds in a really small garden. So I'm really spoilt now. Yes, Farmall and Fords. Yes, no coffee for a year. I'm not too worried about the coffee, not so much. I'm really worried about the tea. It's got caffeine in it. But yes. It's all right, Kirsty. You're welcome. Yeah, if you get a chance, Kirsty has an amazing channel, and she's always showing you how to forage for things and make really interesting things that she either grows or forages. Are you worried about the time it takes in a day to stay on top of planting, harvesting, processing, caring for animals, and cooking to eat? Yes, I am. I can see my way clear until about February when the sowing starts in earnest. Yeah, it's going to be some long days, I think. Sweet potatoes, I've got them in already, hoping to get some slips from sweet potatoes, but I've done it early so I have time to order some in should the slips not work. But I'm trying to grow my own slips. But I've never grown sweet. I've never had the space to be able to go, I can allocate that to sweet potatoes. It's the first time ever. So it'll be interesting to see if I can, if I can grow them. But I'm pretty good at potatoes. I've grown a lot of potatoes in my life. There were 9 of us when I grew up, and we would grow 50 feet rows, and we'd do between 4 and 6 rows, depending on how big us teenagers were and how many potatoes we were eating at the time. Hi from the Wellstead, and I knew this would happen. I have forgotten your name. I am terribly sorry. I knew this would happen. I get brain freeze. I remember most people's names, but hi, the Wellstead Rewilding, another great channel. He's restoring 9 acres of his grandfather's woodlands that he inherited. He's saving the pockets of ancient woodland and trying to reconnect them and rejoin them and remove the invasive species. It's really good conservation work they're doing there. It's really interesting, and it's great because that's also one of the things I'm doing at my farm. Back in the 1980s, the farmer that owned the land removed the woodland from the bottom part of the valley on my farm, and I've been working with the Woodland Trust, and I've put in 2 acres of woodland, native woodland, back in, and that's part of the farm work I'm doing. So it's really interesting to watch the Wellstead rewilding for me, because they're doing, I guess, what I'll be doing in a couple of decades, kind of maintaining the trees. Yes. Pro tip, make a whiteboard with the handles and names of channels of each person. Yes. I wrote a list of everybody that came in at the beginning. But yes, I should do that. That was a really good idea. Yes, Debs. I do have it in the back of my mind how long I will be able to do this for. I'm in my 50s now, and my body does not work the way it did even 10 years ago. But I'm determined. I've been working towards this for a really long time. I've been Robin P gone down the pub. Not without me, I hope. Mushroom foraging. Yes, I would like to learn about mushroom foraging. I have noticed there are lots of different funguses coming up in on the farm. I don't think any of the ones I have are edible, but I have got some really nice hardwood logs in my shed that one of the neighbours was throwing out, and I grabbed them quick. Like, can I have those, please? And so I may inoculate those and put them down in the woodland and see. I quite like the idea of growing some turkey's tails because I'm fairly sure if they grow, I recognise them. Yeah, Steve, that's the thing. You are young and you think you've got forever, and you work towards something, and before you know it, old age is there. I'm not old, but I'm certainly older than I'm certainly older than I was 10 or 20 years ago. Oh yes, Jimmy, how is your laptop? Oh goodness me, Jimmy had a bit of a nightmare. He put an emergency video out because everybody panicked when he went no video this week. He had a bit of a laptop disaster and had to get a new one, which I think was arriving today or yesterday. Sweet potatoes are new for me to try and grow. Yeah. I haven't. I think I've decided it's definitely a boy. But no, I haven't. You can decide if you can think of a name for my pumpkin. That's grand. But he's there for moral support. Oh, brilliant, Jimmy. Jimmy's new laptop arrived. So I'll be back to making the videos next week. Name the pumpkin. Yeah. Do you know what, Shawnee? I haven't actually even looked. Oh, 18, that's brilliant. I was worried. I was really concerned. I thought that I might be the only person here. Pete the pumpkin. Excellent. Pete will love that. You can take the 2 Pete's down the pub. Yes, a solar oven. I'm quite spoiled. I don't worry too much about the electricity. One of the first things we did when we got the land was set it up with some solar. Pete and Rob have been along to my allotment and had a little look. There's quite a nice little solar setup there. Pumpkin Jack, that's another good name. And so I can cook at the farm, and I can boil a kettle at the farm, and I can run a fridge and a freezer at the farm, and I don't really have to worry. But a solar oven would be good. Okay. Yes. I quite like Pete the Pumpkin, that's good. I like Jack too. Maybe I have to have more than one name. Okay, so the other thing that I am starting next year, I am beginning in January a permaculture design course. I hope that that will help me. First of all, in building community and like-minded people that want to come and enjoy the farm. Jabba the Glut, that is brilliant. I like that. I did have a glut of pumpkins. I had so many pumpkins. Oh, thanks, Rob. Yeah, I like the farm. I like the permaculture designs. The whole idea is everything kind of takes care of itself, and I've put some swales in, and I've tried to manage the water. When I first bought the land, when it rained, the water would just run over the top of the land and off. And I've worked very hard on retaining keeping. I've worked very hard at keeping the water on the land and sinking it down into the soil. And the idea is I won't have to water in the perennial permaculture garden. French pom pom. Okay. Pom pom. Nice. I like that. I think Jabba the Glut's my favourite so far for the name for the pumpkin. Rumble pumpkin. Nice one, Jimmy. We'll have to vote at the end. We'll nominate some of the best pumpkin names and have a vote, I think. So that's the other project I have coming up this year, is the permaculture design course. And I'm hoping to open the farm up. Are you near the coast on your farm? Yes. Yes, I am near. I'm approximately 2.5 miles. Obviously, the coast is wavy, but the closest point to the ocean as crow flies is just a little less than 2.5 miles. If you're driving in a car, I think it's 4.5. We get all the sea wind come in. I measured it on a map the other day because I was drawing designs and working out where my windbreaks need to go. Yes. So seaweed is a good resource. I've looked into it and it is something I'm thinking about. Yes, I get the rain off the ocean too, Rob. Yeah, thanks. Hence muddy puddles. The only thing about this the seaweed, and I do need to do some work and work out if I can use it, is would the salt content be a problem for my vegetables on my land? And if it is, how do I rinse that off? Obviously, I can soak it and rinse it off, but then I've got salt water. What do I do that? You go soak it that day. Yeah. It's just a case of then, Rob, where would I put that salty water? Because I don't really want to. Donald Trumpkin. He's orange enough. He is orange enough. Where would I put that water? Because I wouldn't want to put it in the stream, and I wouldn't want to pour it on the land. I guess I could take it home, put it down the municipal drain. Could do that, or I could take it back to the beach and pour it on the beach. That would be a better idea, wouldn't it? I got my beer by my side. Oh, Rob, I thought about it. I settled for orange juice. I figured I might press the wrong buttons or do something really dreadfully wrong. Do I grow popcorn? No, I'm not terribly good at sweet corn. I grow it and it grows really well, and then the badgers come and eat it, and I've kind of been battling that. I guess popcorn might be a better. I've got Roomba. Oh, nice. Oh, Rob, you're making me jealous now. I settled for orange juice. I thought if I drink anything, I might be a bit silly. To rinse salt off seaweed for your garden, use fresh water. Thoroughly wash it either by hosing it down, soaking it, draining it multiple times. 20 minutes each soak. Yeah, I figured that. Have you got enough storage for roots, etc.? I think I would have to work on that, to be honest, Pete. I'm lucky because downstairs in our house, in the basement, is quite cool and damp. So I think I could probably store quite a lot there or in the garage. Yeah. What do you do about deer and rabbits on your farm? I haven't seen any rabbits. To be fair, deer are a bit of a pain. They like to eat the trees, and it's always a bit of a trouble keeping them off the land. What I've discovered works best is to take my dogs. I have 5 dogs, and take them regularly around the farm and walk the perimeter. They kind of sniff and scratch. And oh, hi, Susan. Hi. Again, Susan is from Australia and she has a channel. She does her lives. I never seem to be able to catch them. They always seem to be at the wrong time when I'm either working at the farm or doing something else. Yeah, nice to see you, Susan. Yeah. Yeah, so the deer are a bit of a pain, but the scent of the dogs and the dogs going around and scent marking on the border, they predominantly come from the bottom of the valley. Seems to keep them away. And so I just regularly walk the dogs around and let them sniff and scent mark, and that seems to be enough. If the deer can smell them, they stay away. All the woodland, all the native tree species I put in with the help of the Woodland Trust all have 6-foot posts and tree tubes, so they don't eat the bark. Yes, Jay, absolutely. Thank you, everybody that's here watching. Thank you so much. That is absolutely brilliant. And for all the questions. Are we having onion night this Friday night, Pete? Yes, good question. You're welcome, Susan. Is it going? Is Friday night onion night this Friday? Pete took last Friday night off because it was Boxing Day, and I sat in bed and thought, oh, it doesn't feel right, because everybody knows that Friday night is onion night if you partake in Pete Trunell's Great Onion Growing Challenge. I show 20 watching, only 9 thumbs up. Thanks, Rob. Prompting everybody to onion night. Thank you, Jimmy. Reminding people. Yes. Everybody chatting. sorry, the chat moves and it catches my eye, and it takes me a little while to read it. So I'm sorry if I'm a bit distracted at times. Yeah. What else did I prepare? I did, just in case, get my seed box out for my planting. I think the key to doing this challenge is to make sure that I have all my bases covered. And so my planting is, so these are all year round. These are all my, oh no, those are loofah seeds that Claire sent me, but I'm not sure when to sow them. I need to ask her. These are things like my microgreens, and I've also got my year-round collies and things I plant all year round in the front. But then January, and in each month, I have a list of what's going to be sown that month, and then the seeds behind, and then the month following, I have the same. It's really strange because I was listening to Mags on My Country Gardens up in Scotland. She had a live yesterday. She was saying she does this, and I'm like, that's exactly the same as me, Mag. So there, and then it's too bright for the halo light. Hang on, which way am I going there? You get the idea. And then I transfer. So obviously, things like carrots will be sown every month for quite a few months. Once I finish January planting, I just move over to the next month anything that's going to have a second or third sowing, and so on and so forth. And they're all the months of the year there, all the way through. Everything is ready for when it needs planting. So I hopefully will just allocate one weekend each month, and so everything for that month, and then make sure that I've put forward into the next month anything I need to do a second or third sowing of, or a repeat sowing. Sure, no picture now honestly is best. Yeah, well, he's hoping for a £10 plus onion this year. I really hope he manages it too. I don't think mine are going to get there. Oh, Dave's back home. He'd just been to the bank. He was on his driving back from the bank. He's only 2 minutes behind. What does your other half feel about becoming self-sufficient? He feels that it's grand for me, but he's going to have coffee. He's amazing. He's really supportive. He's allowed me to spend all the money on the small holding, and I sidle up to him and go, honey, I think I need another ton of compost. And he's like, all right. He's very good. He will come. He helped me build the pig ark. He helped me build the chicken run. He does not like gardening, especially vegetable gardening, but he will always help if he needs to. And he actually, the setup tonight is working because he did it for me. But there are certain comforts that he really, really definitely is not interested in. He quite likes a leg of lamb and a lamb pie. Yes. 6:30 a.m. Oh, Susan, you're up early. But having the cattle, I bet you've already been out and seen to them, haven't you? 30, you've already done one round at the farm, probably. Company name, Gord the Gourd. Yes, it's good. Storm Nessie again. Storm Nessie. I don't know what your name is, but thanks for showing up. You have a Montserrat as a backdrop. Yes. Well, this one came from Lidl for about £2 many years ago, and it's grown and grown and grown. But they don't always take off here in the UK. prefer it slightly warmer, I think. My hubby's the same about gardening. He loves knowing where his food comes from. Yeah, my husband loves knowing where his food comes from, particularly his meat. He's a bit picky about his vegetables. He likes potatoes and carrots and parsnips, but he's not so keen on sprouts or squash or any of those things. Yeah, Susan, might have another calf coming today. Do you think I should do another YouTube video on it? Yes, definitely. Definitely, Susan. Do it. Have another video. What is not to love about a new baby calf? Pumpkin Jack, but you call him P Jack. You could call Pumpkin P Jack. Yeah. I have to say, of all the videos I've made, the one that had the most views, had 13,000 views, was the first video I did of my chicks hatching, which I've never achieved again. I think it was a one-off fluke. It's one of those, you put a video out and go, oh, somebody might like it, and then it goes crazy. Okay, the world's everywhere. You've got to head off now. Got some editing to do tonight, starting work on a dead hedge tomorrow. Oh, brilliant. Have a happy new year. That was funny. I had a bit of a disaster in storms and lost some old trees. And I'm like, why don't you make a dead hedge? And you go, shh, don't ruin. I'm making a video of that. Okay. What was your other name? Was that for me, Steve? My other name? I will watch that, Susan. Pop over to your channel after the live stream. Yeah, Susan's got a few videos already of her calves and cows. And it's funny, she did her first live stream a little while ago on her phone, and she was trying to walk around the farm and show people the animals. And every time she went away from the house, it just cut out. So she kept having to come back to the house and the deck and kind of, you can see that they're over there. But she sorted it out, and we had a good roam around the farm and had a look at the cows and the gardens. It was nice. Susan, I don't know that people watched the whole thing. I think it was just because I had a really close up of two really cute, fluffy little chicks, because they came right up to the window and peeked out, looking very curious. 3,000 views. That's not bad, Rob. The thing about dead hedges, they would make really good windbreaks, and they would last till my windbreak hedgerows grew up. But I just can't get enough material. I rely on food storage for the hunger gap, or do you grow indoors? So I think the hunger gap is just going to be hungry, to be fair, Shawnee. I've got lots of meat and eggs I can rely on. I'm hoping to do some trading. I've got loads of things growing already. So I've got my first successions of spring onions, pea shoots, microgreens. I've got a load of standing leeks down on the farm, which I can start harvesting whenever. But I'm going to save them for the 1st of March, because then I'm going to really need them. There are lots of things that just haven't quit from last year. I've still got loads of garlic cress. Yeah, microgreens. And I'm going to sprout loads of beans, loads and loads of beans, because I'm going to need something that's filling and not just meat. Yes, absolutely. If you have got a channel, if you put, we'll go at the end of the video, and I don't even know what time it's actually. We've been going for 40 minutes. At the end, if you just pop in, if you put YouTube in capital letters after your tag, people can scroll back and look and find you on YouTube. Also, if you do any other platforms, TikTok or Instagram, put that in capitals as well, so people can go and look for you there. If you might have to put down your handle as well, because I don't know. Your handles will probably be different. Yeah. So the other thing I was talking about was I'm doing the permaculture design course, and the idea is not only to design the farm well and in an ecological way, but also to grow community. And what I'm hoping to do this year is start welcoming people to the farm. I know Pete and Rob have already been for a visit. There are some more people who are going to visit, and I believe Rob and Pete want to come back again. I think the bacon sandwiches must have been good. They might be coming back for more bacon sandwiches and cake. So I'm kind of opening up the farm. So if there's anybody who is near enough by to come and have a look or would like to have a look, they can email me. On my channel landing page, there's like a description. You can click the button that tells you all the blurb about the channel. My email's in there, so anybody is welcome to email and say, hey, can we come and have a look? Online permaculture design course, really enjoyed it. Ah, cool, Debs. Who did you do your permaculture course with, Debs? Yeah, any item on Jay's trade list. Yeah. I'll check afterwards. Yeah, so I'm doing mine with a guy called Chris Evans and Luby McNamara. But they've had Morag Gamble and they've had Pippa Chapman and a few other people like that. And some people have heard of them. Depends on whether you follow that. Coming back in June. Yes, Rob was coming back in June for that cake, and also bringing your wife June with you. Hopefully, we'll have a barbecue and a bit of a shindig, maybe some beer. Shawnee, yeah, channel name Shawnee Grows in Florida. I'm here enough, yeah. I might go through everybody that's here and then put in the description afterwards everybody's links, or more to the point, I'll ask my husband to put everybody's links. Do you want me to put some channel links? Yes, please, Susan, if you know how to do that. I love this. I do. I'm very nervous and very anxious. But yeah. What other animals are on your wish list? Yeah, so I've got a massive list of things that projects I'd like to do, and I'm up to 19 so far, and a lot of them are either going to have to go on the back burner or wait till next year. And I had a list. Oh yes, it's right in front of me. Look, it's right there. I'm looking around for it. And one of the question marks I have there is dairy. My absolute dream is to get some cows. I guess it's probably why I like Susan's channel so much. I only have 9 acres, so I can't have big cows. But I've been looking into Dexter cows, and I would like to get some of those. But before I do that, I definitely need a field shelter, and I definitely need better stock fencing. So that is not a 2026 project. I've thought about goats. They're quite escapey though. They're quite troublesome. And if anyone has followed my channel for a little while, they will know they will know that I have a bit of a problem with animals that escape. At the moment, it's Kevin, my sheep. I got some bottle-fed lambs, and they basically ate all the trees in my orchard. I had just put fruit trees in, and they got to about 3 or 4 years, and I was like, this year. Oh, okay. I don't know how to make you a moderator, Susan. I don't know how to do that. Participants moderation activity. Let's see what happens if I do that. What does that do? Moderation activity will be shown. No. Right. I don't know how to make somebody. Oh, participants, right. Susan High Country. Click that. No. Right. It's got a list of participants, but it doesn't tell me how to make them a moderator. Right, you have to go on the chat on YouTube, click the 3 dots next to Susan's name. Yep. And I'd use add as moderator. Manage moderator, standard moderator. Can manage block words change. Right, I'm making you a managing moderator. I don't know what that means. There you go, Susan. That is now managing. There you go. I did a thing. Thank you, Johnny, for that. Yay! Oh, it's gone standard moderator. I made you a managing moderator. But hey. Yay! I did it. I did a thing. I sound like Jeremy Clarkson now. I did a thing. Making a solar power cooker. Oh no, I haven't. What I did do was render down a whole batch of lard to cook things. I could make a solar power cooker. We go on my list of things to do. That'd make a great video, wouldn't it? Jimmy, I don't know about clever, but oh, Gang and Peanut here as well. Hi. Oh, thank you, Susan. Brilliant. That's great. Make sure you put your own link on, Susan, please. Yeah, as I was saying, if there is anyone who wants to come and have a look at the farm, be more than welcome. It's a beautiful spot. It's really close to the beach. Got some really nice pubs nearby. Pete will let you know all about those. and Rob, I think, has sampled some of the local pubs as well. Yeah, I think that's. Are there any more questions? And also, nobody's really told me about whether they have. If there's cake and nearby pubs, I'll visit. Yeah, definitely, email me. As I say, my email is on my homepage. Lots of designs for solar cooker. Yeah, I've seen they are, and I've thought about it. Do I have my problem is, Dave, this is my list of current projects. There we go. It's quite long. And I don't know if I have the capacity to put another one on there, but I might look into that because it's very interesting. Do I have all my seeds? My seed list is here. See, I have an inventory of everything in my hedgerow. So my flower farm planting list, and the first bit is sowing, and then the other bit is when it actually flowers. So there's a lot on that list too. And I have got quite an extensive list of seeds, but the only things I have yet to get, I couldn't make a decision about which patty pans I wanted to grow, but I have all my squash and pumpkin other than a patty pan. I haven't bought my radish seeds because I had quite a lot, but I have been sprouting those and using them, and I've run out, and I would quite like to try daikon radish again. I grew them a couple of years ago and they're really good. And I haven't bought my lettuce and spinach seed yet. Other than that, I have literally bought all of my seeds or been sent them. Yes. So yeah, I've got most of my seeds, so I'm quite pleased about that. Oh, hey, Ethan. Hello. I probably haven't said that right. Remodeling our house. A 4-month remodel has just entered year 2. Yeah, my parents remodeled the farmhouse when I was a child. I remember coming home from school when I was about 6, and there were 2 walls missing. And I moved out of home when I was 16, and there were still 2 walls missing. It's strange how that happens though. But I can say it don't take 10 years. Who still needs a channel link? Um, I'm not sure. You've done an outstanding job. I still haven't heard what projects. Oh yes, Kirsty at Hearts Humble Homestead. I still haven't heard projects that other guys are up to, except the Dead Hedge project, which was going on with. Oh, Dave, are you going to build a solar cooker? I know you've done your weed solarizer to kill your weeds and be able to compost them. Thinking about it. Messaging. Okay. Plant more trees and bushy perennial stuff. Great. Yeah, I was really lucky. I've got vouchers for a UK nursery called Jurassic Plants. It grows flowers in Wales, which is very similar. It's near the coast. It's very wet, it's very windy, very similar climate to here. And I picked up a whole bunch of perennials. So I've got things like Szechuan pepper. I've got the Japanese persimmons. I've got pawpaws. Finally got myself a bay tree. I keep asking people for my birthday and Christmas for bay tree. I've got one of those now. I've got lots of cherry, pear, plum, apple trees. I don't have any grapevines yet, but I think I might wait for the fruit trees to grow and see if I can grow a grapevine up for one of those. I've got my perennial list is like ridiculously long. I went through my perennial garden and I've lost the list for that. And I counted 60 different varieties of edible that I had there, different herbs and vegetables. So I'm new location, new gardens. Yes, when you start with a new garden, it's quite a challenge to start with. Sometimes it's just overwhelming. A new garden can be really overwhelming. It's just where do you start? Do you grow in ground? Do you grow in beds? Can you afford to grow in raised beds? I think everybody is growing onions. I think that's Pete's fault. Oh, Troll's Garden. I'll look out for that. Has that link gone up? Troll's Garden. Rebuild oldest garden bed to replace taller and yeah, hugelkultur is a great way to fill bed. Build and install new fence on my recent plot. Build cold frame. Cane bushes. I need to build a cold frame. I've got no greenhouse or polytunnel and really need somewhere to bring on seedlings in the summer. Cane bushes. That's an ongoing. You'll never get to the end of that. Taming cane bushes every year. You go, oh, again. Huge crops next year. First reveal of plan. Cushaw. Yes. 3 foot. Snake beans. I've got snake beans. They were sent to me, and I don't remember if it was Jane's growing garden that sent them to me or Claire from the farmyard garden. Try to get at least 2 big things in each zone. That would be good. That would be good. Everybody did very well with the Cushaw. Robin Groves had such an amazing harvest from her Cushaws, and that's one of the. It's entirely Robin Groves' fault. That's oh no, an Ichikuri I've got, but a Cushaw is another one. That's probably a seed I need to get. Yes, a new garden is an exciting thing. Yeah, Robin Gardens is brilliant. She does everything. She grows amazing vegetables. She grows a million different tomatoes. She's just about to become a master gardener if she hasn't achieved it already. She saves seed for herself and every person in her entire state, I believe. she collects for a seed library. Um, and she goes on so many channels. There's so much knowledge and she shares so freely. She's quite a tremendous lady. Seaweed, I get it here every other year. Put it on the open compost bin. Rain will clean it just fine. Oh, okay. Good to know. Put it in an open compost bin and let the rain do it. That would work. I grow my onions from seeds and sets. Yeah, I've grown onions from seeds and sets. I prefer seeds. I grew it sets, particularly when I had a tiny garden, because you don't have the space. And if you start the sets in pots and get them in the garden quickly, you can harvest them quickly. And then got space. When you've got something like a 10 feet square feet in a bed and you've got 2 beds and you want to grow enough food to make an impact, you really have to make sure that you're getting at least 3 or 4 different crops in succession in, so you are filling every single space and you're growing up trellises and you are really, goodness, sends you seeds in. Robin sends seeds to Norway for Troll's garden as well. Wow, I told you she's an amazing lady. She does so much in the gardening community. So I have grown from onion sets. I prefer seeds, but sometimes you've got to work with the space you've got. I am absolutely spoiled now, but for many, many years I had a very tiny growing space. Yeah, Robert. Yeah, only from seed. Now I think I'm the same way. I think I might next year, because Pete grew his Joathatons. He sent me some Joathaton seeds, but he kept his onion and he regrew it for the second year to get the seeds. And I might try that next year with sort of like onions if any of them turn out any good. If any of them are a decent size. Your channel, yep. Yeah, and I will definitely be looking, Susan, at your channel if you put up that video of a newborn calf again. Yeah, the Joathaton seeds are brilliant. They're not as big as my Ailsea, but my Ailsea got planted about 6-7 weeks before. And if I think back to where my Ailsea were at the same point, I think the Joathaton are probably but a little bit better. Yeah, a little bit better. So maybe my giant onion will be a Joathaton, not an Ailsea. Who knows? Yeah, Gang and Peanuts seeds only for his. Everyone's links. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to wind it up in a minute. So if anyone has any last minute questions, or pop in the chat and let Susan know if they haven't had their link popped in, so she can do that quickly. That would be great. If not, I will thank you all very, very much. My onions, I would say, are staying in the greenhouse this year. Get the, oh yes, the allium leaf miner. I saw your video on that, Debs. Yeah, Debs had a nightmare with allium leaf miner. It took most of her onions in the garden, including her leeks. It was really devastating. I've opened a channel in another tab. We'll go and subscribe later. Watch for new videos on Muddy Puddles Farm. Yes, thank you. I think the next video that's due out next week will be 5 things I will never do again. I did a 5 things I'd definitely be doing again, but yes. Thank you. You miss me, never mind, I'm used to it. Especially as my favourite crops are alliums. Yes. And the brilliant thing about alliums is they're so easy to store. And they're one way of being self-sufficient. I watched Mark, and I can't remember what his surname is. He's Australian, Self-Sufficient Me, and he's like, don't be self-sufficient in everything. Choose one thing and try and be self-sufficient in one thing. And onions and carrots are they're really, they both soar really well, and it's really easy to get a big harvest from quite a small space. When's the next live? I don't know. Look out for it. Do people want another live? I think the forum of lives is quite full. There are most things. I took advantage of the fact that Potty Mouth wasn't on tonight to pop one on. I'm up for doing maybe one every month if people want one. But then you have to look at my ugly mug and listen to me waffle on about things. I mean, ain't gonna help anyone against Philium. Oh, thank you, Debs. Yes, another live. Okay, watch this space. I'll have to find the slot. I don't want to tread on anyone's toes. There's some really good channels out there making some really good content. Oh, Kirsty, that'd be great. Lives are fun. I think if I do another live, I might need a co-host that talks more than this chap. One a fortnight. Going to start. Yeah. Yeah. What time are your lives, Susan? I can't get it into my head and my schedule, and I always. Am I considering any regular schedule? I need to find a slot, is the honest answer, Dave. It's really crowded. I can't think of an evening where Gord was a fantastic co-host. I had thought about popping a Friday night one in to slip in before Pete's Onion News. Because I know I sit around for an hour or two before then. Oh, when it's going to start? Because Pete's onion night doesn't usually start till 9 o'clock. Because he puts together a video and edits it all and puts it out after work on a Friday, which is a tremendous thing to do because I take so long to edit my videos. I could be a day or two thinking about how I'm going to edit it before I even start. So, yeah, so maybe, but I will put out a post when I do. I do them 9:30 Australian time on Tuesday or Monday, so I'd have to look that up. Yes, I think it's quite. Is it late in my evening? I can't. I know I always look and go, oh, there was a live last night. I missed it. I'll have to watch it back. Right. If that's it for everybody. Yeah, I think I do that, and I don't know what happens, Susan. I quite often click notify me, and then all I can think is it must be when I'm either at the farm or walking the dog or. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Jay. Right, I am going to go, I think. It's been absolutely lovely, but I don't want to waffle and waste your evening. Thank you, everybody who showed up and everybody's support. It's been absolutely amazing. The chat's been brilliant. And I'll see you another time, hopefully. I will put a post on my channel when there is another live. And I will just, I think it'll probably be monthly at most. And I will attempt to find a slot when I'm not going to clash with anybody else. Anyway, take care. Good night. Thank you. Bye now.